Hey everybody, welcome to another Overthinking Podcast with Tyson Crab, and I'm Tyson Crab. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've left you guys a message. I have been driving some Skip the Dishes, doing some comedy. I have successfully scared off Bob the Bum once. I told him to come back at the end of the month. He never stays away, because he doesn't respect private property boundaries, but it's we miss him. We miss Bob the Bum when the stuff starts building up, and then you gotta take it to the return it depot by yourself. It's like, oh, this is so annoying. Yeah. So how about that Formula One Grand Prix, Sochi, Russia, for a Russian Grand Prix? A lot of people are saying, meh. I thought it was really fun. I had a good time. I was watching it. I mean, it was like a bit of a shakeup. Hamilton, instead of getting first, he got third. There was controversy with a penalty. He got two penalties because his team told him that he could do practice starts in the practices. He could do like practice starts, but he went to the end of the pit straight, and he shouldn't have done that. Yeah, so they slapped him on the wrist, sort of, but it really fucked up his race. They gave him 2 5-second penalties, so he had to serve 10 seconds on his first pit stop, and that put him in third, and he's all like crying. And then the memes on the internet, oh my gosh, it was so sweet. You see Daniel Ricciardo get a 5-second penalty for cutting a curb when Ocon was trying to let him by. Teammate Renault. So Ocon was in another yellow car, and as Daniel went by, he went off the track limits and got a 5-second time penalty. So when he heard on the radio, okay, Daniel, you got a 5-second time penalty, he's like, oh, really sorry, guys. I'll just drive better. I'm gonna go faster then, okay? I'll make it up. Don't worry about it. Because he's Australian. That's why I'm doing that accent, if you couldn't tell. So he fucking beast muttered it up. So all these people are giving Hamilton shit. Where's it in the rule book? Where is it in the rule? This is stupid. And Danny's over there like, no worries, guys. I got this. I mean, it seemed like Danny was able to recover from it, and Hamilton really did get fucked over. I think, he really did end up in third, and he was not happy during that race. I think that they I don't know, Bottas kind of like deserved to win. Not that, I mean, he earned it. Like, he was there and he didn't fuck up. He didn't go to the wrong spot. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of the team's fuck up. So after the race, like both of the penalties incurred 1 penalty point towards Lewis Hamilton's license. So, but those got taken back because it was deemed that it was a team error. So they fined him 25,000 euros. Oh my gosh, you know how many fucking non-alcoholic beers I could buy with that? Oh my god. So many, guys. What a waste. But yeah, just don't fuck up, I think, is the moral of the story. The FIA don't have any chill for that shit. Get the fuck out of here. This is the pinnacle of pinnacle of motorsport. The pinnacle. I have been listening to this Elton John album, Captain and the Kid. It's from 2006. It came out just after 9/11, and it has this song called Tinderbox that's pretty wicked. And I've been singing along with a lot of those songs, driving around, doing the skip to the dishes. It's a reunion of Bernie Taupin and Elton John, and they do so Bernie writes the lyrics and then hands them to Elton, and Elton John goes in and makes a song out of it, just kind of like right away. It's nuts. He improvs it, kind of like this podcast, kind of like working on my Bill Burr impersonation, trying to take his job. Stupid fucking bald redhead. Why would you be a redhead if you're bald, Mr. Burr? Explain that to me. Explain that. And play iRacing with me. You stupid bitch. You coward. I'm waiting. I think that you're just too chicken because you're like, oh, I got a kid. I got 2 kids. I got a life and stuff. But no, what you gotta do is play iRacing with me, Tyson Grab. Everybody's gotta play iRacing. iRacing. I had a race in iRacing, and oh my gosh, it was one of the most frustrating things ever. Okay, so I didn't get hit, so I don't really know if I have that good of a case. But this guy, I'm there, and I go, I got the run on him. We're in Interlagos. We're going to the long back straight. We're just coming down to the first turn, and I go to the left, and he goes to the left, and then I go to the right, and he's like wiggle waggling in front of me. I think he did like 5 turns to try and get in front of me, and finally I was able to go in the inside. But then when I was trying to finish up the turn, he would have driven right. I think he did make contact with me, but there was no damage, and then he ran me off track. And then I got passed by 2 other cars, and then they span out in front of me, and I ran into one of them and wrecked my car. So it was a super shitty time, and fuck all those people, and I gotta learn how to drive better because, goddamn, that was frustrating. That's what I get for racing. Skip bar words. But I guess I was able to get to the end of the race. I got a couple more off tracks, which were completely my fault and super shitty. It was like the car didn't get fixed. You guys ever find that? When you're sitting there playing iRacing, the fucking 1% of you, people listen. I hope there's more than one. Maybe it's 2% now of people that ever hear this that are playing iRacing. Yay! Join me. It's fun. It's something in it for you too. You can fight with people on the internet, but you got to be polite about it. The trick is to some people like to wreck people by just kind of driving defensively so that they can't really get called out for it, and then they just run people off track. But it happened to me, and it's really frustrating. Yeah. What's good? Skip the dishes. Driving is a good time. I have been driving around. I got about 1,100 deliveries. So what do? You got to get all the equipment. You get that. You get your phone with the little app that they tell you to download. You jump through the little hoops. You get your criminal record check and all that stuff sorted for the people. Tell them that you got some other income, and then they'll sign you up. And then you have a car that's hopefully efficient and cheap, a good phone with good data plan. You get a phone charging thing for your car. You just get all the equipment that they tell you to. And then you get this app. It's called Megatext. And then Megatext, you put in the numbers that when you get to the restaurants, you put the last 4 of the order number, and you turn the phone sideways, and it'll go full screen with the numbers, and that makes it so you don't have to shout through the window, which is really nice. Then what happens? When I arrive at a restaurant, I try not to rush them because everybody's gonna be tired and pissy towards them. Skip drivers and Uber drivers, everybody's in a super huge rush, and they're kind of rude sometimes, and it's probably really annoying. So I just try and stand there and be visible so they know that I'm there. But there's not really much you can do to make them go faster because the food's going to be ready when it's ready, so you might as well just fucking stand there. and be okay with it. Make sure your phone is up to date. So you need to swipe at the correct times. A lot of so I went through a period of just kind of swiping. I'd get the food and then go to the car and then swipe that I got the food and I'm ready to drive right away, both at the same time. But that kills your gains. So if you get the food and tick that you got the food when you're in the store, then when you go get into your car, the computer's going to calculate that you walked to the car, and it should be more accurate when it calculates the reimbursement. Because if you're sitting there for more than 6 minutes, then they start paying you 25 cents an hour or 25 cents a minute. So it's $15 an hour to just stand there and wait for the food. But they don't always add in the reimbursement. So it's kind of important for you to kind of get on that and make sure that they do it. I mean, I guess you could keep a log. I don't really keep a log. I probably should. It's probably going to be a couple bucks every time. And then you can make sure that the evil, uncoordinated people don't get away with it. Because, I mean, they're having a tough time, but it shouldn't mean that you have to fucking pay. Yeah, so there I was at a restaurant, and I'm waiting for 10 minutes for my order, and then I go and deliver it. And so it takes 4 minutes to get from the restaurant to the place, but I was waiting for 10 minutes. It's so frustrating. And then, but that restaurant does lots of business, so I went back, and I just sat there, and and then I get the call, it comes up on the app, and then I hit accept, and then I walk right in. So the people, they're I don't know what they're thinking, but they're probably who the fuck is this guy, and why is he so goddamn annoying? He's just kind of sitting here all the time. I don't know. I just try and be not an asshole, because I can be. I know that I can be. I can turn it up. I've done it before, but these people, I just kind of stand there and say thank you, and kind of push the pace for the whole city. So if after the first one delivery, then I'm usually pretty on the spot, just going right to the place. There's no doodling. I mean, some people multi-app, so what they do is they'll run Skip and Uber Eats and Tootie all at the same time, and then they'll run multiple deliveries. So they go to Pizza Hut or whatever, pick up a pizza for Skip, and then go to Sarpino's and get another pizza for Sarpino's under Tootie or whatever, and then drop one off and then the other off. So when people are watching on the phones, because you can see where your drivers are when you place an order with Skip, you can see where your order's at, and that yeah, you could just watch the person get closer and closer and closer. So I try and memorize where I have to go because I want to save data, and it's kind of annoying for the people that are sitting there with their phones where the fuck is this guy? But I don't know. I just think because it's faster than they're expecting, I'm there, and then I show up, I'm really close, and then all of a sudden, poop, I'm going to be right next to you, and the food's going to be hot and, socially distantly delivered. And hopefully nobody dies from any of the food. I mean, there's lots of the food. I went vegan for a fucking reason. There's lots of the food's going to kill them because it's animal byproducts, but, I mean, I'm not going to kill them. I'm going to be a good driver, and I'm going to be a good Skip delivery person so that people have their food and I get to drive around all day because this is a beautiful city. Victoria is a great city. I love it here. So I'd like to treat Skip as a warm-up for iRacing. So I go Skip delivery and then come back and then do iRacing because I'm a super huge nerd. And that's what I do. What other tricks have I got for Skip? Getting in and out of the car is you got to get better at that So I put my like left foot after I open the door. I'll put my left foot facing like 180 degrees from the front of the car, and then I can like stand up out of my Civic without having to twist my shoe on the ground, and I can open the rear door while I'm putting my keys away and shutting the front door, grab the bag, and pull it out, and then shut the door. And it usually takes about a second or two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably about 5 seconds, then I'm on my way. If my phone's in my pocket and my keys are in my pocket, because when you're walking away, you can press the lock it button from outside the pocket. Like, you don't have to be holding the keys. You can put them in your pocket so that you can press the lock button without having to have the keys out of your pocket. So that's a good trick. And then because you should have already said that you're parked at the restaurant on the app, you walk over and then say you get their attention sort of by like standing there with your little sign. And obviously if there's any bell or whatever that they ask you to ring, you press that. And you're just trying to make sure that they've got your number. I mean, some places they'll be like, oh yeah, thanks, you'll go stand over there, go fuck yourself. But you don't really want to just get shuffled to the side. You want to make sure that they have your number so that they know which skip order's there. Because you can be like the third skip order down, and sometimes they'll prioritize you. I mean, some places are assholes and they'll just let you fucking suffer. And then 3 or 4 other people will show up and get their shit before you. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? But, you know, sometimes you're the person that shows up and your food's waiting there, and there's 3 other drivers waiting for their deliveries, and you just fly through and grab your shit and go. I did that the other day, and I felt like a badass. I felt like I got super lucky with the algorithm. Oh, the algorithm. The algorithm. What does the algorithm send me to now? As I understand it, there's an algorithm, a computer program that like allocates all the deliveries. So you got to try and make the algorithm happy. So it's important to keep moving. The algorithm likes it when I move back to a restaurant. Keep going. Try not to get sent into the shadow realm. So if you have a delivery for kind of close to the threshold, like that $7.50, $8, like especially if it's a top-up deal for like $5.50 or some bullshit out into the deep fucking nowhere where there's no restaurants next to where you're delivering, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to go out there and then you're not going to get another call. You're going to have to drive all the way back. So if it's like 6 kilometers and it's $7.50 and it's like a top-up deal and it was like $5.50 from the client, they didn't put any tip, or if they did, it was like $1. And then you have to go 6 kilometers to get the food to them, and then you have to drive 5 back to get back in line where the restaurants are. It sucks. It's just awful. You get out of flow. So that's an example of a call you're going to want to say no to. When you're deciding what calls to take, you want to think about the cost per kilometer. So if it's $7.5 for 2.2 kilometers, that's a good call. If there's parking, that's a good call. You know, but if it's like 8 kilometers for $8, that's not a good call. That's a shit call. Because it's going to take you 3 minutes to get, or whatever, like maybe it's 2 kilometers to the restaurant. So you get there and if the food's not fucking ready, and then you have to drive another 6 fucking kilometers, probably to the middle of goddamn nowhere, to some cheap asshole who gave you bad instructions, who wants you to go into a fucking apartment building, it's just not going to be fun. I mean, if you have nothing else better to do and there's no calls, like you've been waiting around, okay, fine. You might as well go do something because it's better to get some, tires moving. But sometimes it can be worth it to just be like, I'm just going to go get some fuel, or I'm going to go eat. I'm going to sit here and have a nap and look at Reddit. Like, yeah, don't be afraid to look under that rock and check what's behind saying no or declining. What else is good? It's good to, like, find out where the parking is and memorize all the parking rules. Because here in Victoria, we've got parking enforcement from like 9 to 6. So if I deliver from 6 until whatever, I can park anywhere I want downtown and I don't get any tickets. It's awesome. But if you go and you're trying to park at 2, the commercial parking zones, which switch over at 4 o'clock to everybody being able to park downtown, only commercial vehicles can park there in the day. So you can't park there, and then you got to pay for these little 25 cents for 5-6 minutes, whatever. And then, yeah, that's it's super sucky, but it is what it is. I guess there's one guy said there was an app, and it costs like very little, and you could do it. You set up the app and you charge a minute, and then go into the store, and if the food's like gonna be ready soon, right when it's ready, you cancel it because you got 5 minutes to get back to the car, the guy said. So that sounds like a neat trick, but I mean, right now I just kind of hold my butthole and try to be really fast, and then like watch my car. I guess I'm playing with fire. If I keep rolling that dice, I'm gonna get a ticket, but it is what it is. It's how it goes. It's a good contribution. Good thing to contribute to the city. Don't you know? I keep a record of my kilometers in the notes app on my phone. I note the kilometers every month, and then I note the number of kilometers driven per stint. In my I have a trip meter on my car, so I hit the little reset button at the beginning, and it's like a trip odometer. So that's that's where that goes. I have podcasts that I play with my headphones. That's good. Get for rain gear, got a nice slicker jacket with Sims wide brim Australian Outback hat, which I think everybody would appreciate if they had a Sims Australian Outback fishing hat. These things are amazing. I am not supported by them. I just love it. It's like an umbrella that stays on your head. It's not an umbrella, it's a hat. It's amazing. You guys don't even know unless you have one. These things are fucking great. Yeah, those hats are awesome. So you wear the hat, and you got your, I don't know, I have a mech jacket and some like rain pants. So I just wear those when it's like super rainy, and it doesn't bother me because I've got good rain gear. That's a good, I was driving during the rain, and I found that, there's fewer skip drivers. So I was able to go call to call and make more money. I made like $30 an hour for a good couple hours. So I was pretty happy with that. What else is good? Yeah, driving around. When it's nighttime, there's less traffic. Traffic and, oh man, almost getting hit sucks. I hate that. It's so annoying. People will just, fucking drivers that are so shitty bug me. But I mean, some people see a nuisance, some people see an opportunity. So I see that's why I'm gonna choose to see it as an overtaking opportunity. an opportunity to assert my alpha status as king of the road. That's my, I drive a Honda. Get the fuck out of my way. And if you have like an Audi, how come you're going so slow, you stupid asshole? Get the hell out of the way. Jesus. You do. I like that song. The one with the Pharisees in Jesus Christ Superstar. It's a good time, I tell ya. What? Yeah, skip driving, doing taxes. You want to keep your tax receipts you want to keep the receipts from gas, and then you compare it with you do the proportionate use of your car for work, and then you look at the expenses and you take the proportion of time that you used it for work, and you log that against your income. You take the so if you did like 50% of the driving was skip, and you had like $1,000 of gas receipts, then $500 you minus from your income when you're considering how much income to tax. So if you made $20,000 and $1,000 from that went to fuel, then half the fuel is used to make the 20,000, so $500 would be taken off from the 20,000 income. So then to the tax person, it would look like you made 19.5, and then you don't have to pay as much tax. So, which everybody knows is really, really high. And if you can that's how Amazon was able to justify not paying any taxes. They're like, well, we spent it all. Yeah, we just spent it all on everything, and there's so it's all expenses, and we don't have to pay any tax. We didn't make any profit at all. Yeah. I mean, the idea of it is that it gives an incentive for people that are running businesses to reinvest the money and grow the business. So then if they want to take it for themselves, call it profit, and pocket it, then it gets taxed. Pretty simple. So, I mean, when people like socialists are like, profit is sin. It's like, well, let's balance the sin of profit with the sin of, as some people call it, stealing, taxes, right? I think that taxes are fair because it's a good trade. Like, society makes it so that I have the ability to safely drive my car around and perform business, do and skip. And I operate within that ecosystem. So, I mean, I wouldn't be able to go make my 750 if it wasn't for the roads. So, it makes sense for me to have a portion of that 750 go to the roads, because if I didn't have the roads, then I wouldn't be able to make the money. And if we didn't make everybody pay the money for the roads, then everybody would be like, I don't pay for the fucking roads. You gonna pay for the roads? No, I'm not paying for the fucking roads. And then one asshole would come around and be like, all right, mate, I'll make some fucking roads, but only if you pay me money to go on the roads. And everybody would be like, oh, it's a free human right because I want it. And then everybody like, all right, well, I'm not making that fucking road then. Go fuck yourself. And everybody would just not have any roads, and then we wouldn't have cars. And then everybody would be suffering in the streets, and you would be sad, and I would be sad, and the whole world would be very, very, very upset. And I think that's why it's really stupid. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What else is good about skip driving? Make this a half-hour podcast. Keeping your tires, your fuel, and I like to keep my fuel low and memorize how much fuel it takes. So I looked at my fuel gauge, and there's these little dots. So I try to figure out how many liters I've got. So I've got a 40 liter tank in my Civic. And so each dot is worth 2 liters. So, and it takes 26 kilometers for one of those dots to go away. So that means I make like 13 kilometers per liter. So if I go 13 kilometers a liter and it's $1.30 for a liter, then it's like 10 cents a liter. No, 10 cents a kilometer. So I have calculated that it's about 10 cents a kilometer. For just under 10 cents a kilometer right now, because it's 125 currently on this 28th of November. It's not November, it's September. It hasn't even been Halloween yet. Anywho, I love you guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Talking about Skip, Elton John, the iRacing with the Sochi Grand Prix. See you on Thursday. Okay, bye.